This is probably one of the most versatile wide-angle lenses I've ever used in a really long time. What's lovely about this lens is very lightweight, very small, very easy to put into small places. It's definitely a lens that I'm gonna buy. Thank you. No worries, no worries. Can I have some barbecue sauce, please? Thank you. I'm currently filming on two angles. I've got a 35mm full frame on a Blackmagic 6K, and I've got my Laowa 10mm on a Komodo-X. And they're about 1 meter away from me. And you can see on the Komodo-X, you can see this huge view of the studio, but with the 35mm, and again about my head and shoulders. It's definitely a different feel and vibe on both lenses. And this is the beauty of ultra-wide lenses. They bring you closer to an experience. They bring you closer to what the actor or the person is going through. If you've watched Revenant with Leonardo DiCaprio, you'll see that the director shot most of it on a 12mm lens. Ultra-wide lenses bring us closer to an experience, to a feeling that the actor is going through, and that feeling can then be portrayed through that image to the audience. And Leonardo DiCaprio won an Oscar for that film, and perhaps that lens maybe helped bring his performance closer to the audience and the judges. Another beautiful thing about this lens is the fact that it has a very, very close focusing distance. It's only 12 centimeters. That means I can get super close to the lens and pretty much get a macro wide angle looking shot. So you're really getting an ultra wide lens, but you're also getting a macro lens at the same time. And I think that's really good value for money. So in terms of sharpness and the quality of the images that you get out of this lens, I think it's pretty damn good. Around the edges it's softest at 2.8, but as you get to 5.6 and f8, it kind of gets really sharp, or the sharpest around the edges. So I'm not really too concerned about that. Most of the time I'm framing for the middle of the image anyway. In terms of flaring, as you can see in some of these examples, it does flare quite a lot. And I'm not usually a big fan of flaring. I usually try to avoid it as much as I can. But I think I actually quite like the flaring on this lens. It's quite prominent, it's definitely there. Now I haven't had the time to test it properly for chromatic aberration, but from what I've seen from other reviewers, it's definitely there, so that's something to keep in mind. Now this is the widest rectilinear lens that you can get for a full frame, but that means you're still gonna have some weird distortion around the edges, even though it's zero distortion, especially if you're moving the camera quite a lot. So am I really concerned about the imperfections that the lens has? Not really. I'm loving using it on the Komodo-X, and I've got it in the Canon RF mount, so I've got no adapter. So with the Komodo-X crop factor, you're getting a smaller field of view. It's a 1.33 crop factor, I believe, so it's not exactly 10 mil, it's gonna be around 13, 14 mil. But I think that's still pretty wide for Super 35 sensors, and it's getting me lots of cool angles that I can't usually get on a Super 35. What's great about the lens is that it's got, it takes filters. I remember the 12mm, I think that one was difficult to put filters on, but with this you can take the hood off, you can put filters quite easily. So at the moment I've got an ND filter and I've got a Hollywood Blackmagic quarter strength, so really it's great. The lens only weighs 420 grams, it has a very smooth focus ring, and it has a clickless aperture. So using it for videography, I think is going to be really nice. This is a manual focus lens only because I have it in the RF mount, but if you get it in the Sony E mount, you actually get it with autofocus. So that's going to be great for the Sony shooters. So this is another example of what you can do with this lens. I've got a Snorri cam setup at the moment. So I've got the camera body with the lens, a mic, and I'm using an AC adapter to get the battery off the body so it's not as heavy from the top. It's actually a super lightweight setup, 400 grams on the lens, the Komodo-X weight, which I can't actually remember. I've got a cage, which adds a bit of weight as well. But overall, this is a very light and easy setup. Again, you can see the kind of vibe and look that you get when I walk around. And what we're gonna do now, we're gonna step outside. We're gonna see how this would look when I'm talking to you like this. All right guys, so in terms of the pricing of this lens, it's currently retailing for $800 or £800, and I think it's a bargain for what you get, because you're getting a super wide angle lens, but you're also getting a macro lens, and it's super lightweight. The only downsides I would say are the chromatic aberration and the flaring, but it doesn't really bother me too much, to be honest, so I'm good to go. Can get shots like this super easy. I'm walking and talking without getting tired, and yeah, overall really good quality lens. Laowa is killing it again. I'm sad I have to send this lens back, but yeah, hopefully I'm gonna get my own soon. Really excited about more YouTube content coming up. There's a lot of new guys here, a lot of new subscribers, so thank you if you're subscribed. I appreciate you. And yeah, this brings me to the end of this video. If you have any questions, as always, let me know, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.